another virtual field trip with you. And today we get to surf. That's our field trip today. We're surfing. How cool is that? I'm so excited. I hope you're ready. So there are just a few things that we need before we begin our surfing experience and our surfing field trip. The most important thing that we would need is a super duper cool surfing pose. So I need to see your surfing pose every time we're done surfing, okay? And then you can also bring your goggles if you like, and your beach towel. So now with our beach towel, we are going to practice using our beach towel as our surfing board, okay? So make sure you have that nearby. And then if you need any other or want to bring any other beach gear with you on this trip, that's perfectly fine. Okay. So safety is first. So before we ride the waves today, we must be sure that we are properly trained. So let's get ready to learn how to surf from our friend Frank. Remember, you can use your beach towel as your surfboard to practice. Are you guys ready? All right, let's go check it out. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. There are two key things that I need you to remember or listen for during the training with Mr. Frank. The first thing is marking the board. So we're listening for where should you mark the board. And then the second point is catching a wave. And we are listening for where should your chin be right before catching the wave. Okay, make sure you listen for these things. I'll ask you, can we watch Frank show us how to surf? All right, let's get ready.
Bring all this to life. What I do is I mark the middle of the board for the balancing spot. That's a natural balancing spot on a surfboard, is the middle. No matter if you're riding a 7/6 or a 9/6, you always mark the middle of the board. Then I'm going to put an eye line. So my eye line's right here. When I lay on the board, all I'm trying to do is find that, because that's going to give me my visualization that when I lay on the board, I'm in the right spots. If you're too far up or too far back, you're not going to get proper paddling glide, which is very key to catching waves and conserving energy. So now I'm going to show you the slide up technique. Most professional surfers and experienced surfers all use this technique. Now I promise that it's going to do you wonders as far as learning to surf and get to your feet properly. Now I have my middle of the board marked, I have my eye line marked, so when I lay on the board, I want to slide down the board through the middle, and I want to concentrate on my front knee coming into my chest. That's going to allow me to get the front of my foot to the middle of the board. So I come in onto the middle of the board with my sternum meeting the middle, and I have my eye line here. And the important part is keeping my feet together. I want my knees and feet together. A lot of people have a tendency to have their legs go out. And what happens when your legs go out? The tail lifts too much. When the tail lifts too much, the nose goes under. So remember, when you paddle into a wave and you want to have good technique going up to your feet and proper balance, this is very key. So the hand position is really crucial. The heel of my palm is in the middle of the board. So when I lift up, I'll have natural balance. The key here is to keep your head up. And when you lift up, you're trying to stay down the middle of the board. I'm not grabbing the rails. You notice that I'm pushing off flat off the board, because what I want to do is create space between my body and the board. So when I lift up, I will be balanced. So I go from here, pull forward, slide through, and I come up. I'm favoring over the front foot. I have my stance, shoulder width apart. I'm staying on the instep of my back foot. This is going to help me compress and extend and help the board progress faster. So there's pumping, but when you first come up, you just want to get your balance. So there's a couple of things that we need to talk about as far as paddling out into the water. You need to know that there's a turtle roll that is involved, and basically what you're trying to do with the turtle roll is, as you're paddling out, you're going to have waves coming at you. And if the wave is big, you're going to have to get through that wave without letting your board go. Once the wave gets to me, I'm going to take a deep breath, and then I'm going to lower my chin down onto the visual eye line spot as close as I can. And from here, I'm going to reach as far as possible on my paddle. And what this is going to do, it's going to create a better glide speed. Your timing is crucial here. You always make sure you're watching the wave. When I see a wave coming in, you have to keep your eye on it all the way till it gets to you. When you're watching over your shoulder, you're seeing the wave come in. If the wave's bigger on this side, I'm usually going to ride to the left. If the wave's bigger on this side, I'm usually going to ride to the right. So from this point, I'm going to go out, I'm going to catch a whitewash so you can learn how to start on the right foot and practice what we've just learned on the beach.
All right, guys, this is your chance to practice with Frank. Don't forget, use your beach towel as your surfboard and practice. And then your chin down and then setting up to surf. Turtle roll will be a big difference. Try that one. Yep. Try standing.
So on the first wave that I took, it was just the whitewash. What I did was, I walked out halfway, I waited for the right wave, I turned my board, I laid on my board in the right spot, watched the wave as I was paddling to catch it, and once I caught the wave, I put my hands in the right spot and did my slide up technique that we practiced on the beach. And in the second one, I paddled out, I did a couple turtle rolls. Once I caught the wave, I rode to the left because it was bigger over the right side. I rode it for a little while, I straightened the board off toward the beach, and as I was losing my balance, I fell back. This is a safety thing. You always want to make sure that you push the board toward the beach. You never want your board between you and the wave. Wave hits the board, board smacks you.
Okay. Wow, that was a lot to remember. What do you think? Are you ready to ride the waves now? But remember, I said there will be a couple of questions. So the first question is, where should you mark your board? Should you mark your board at the middle and maybe an eye line? Or should you mark it under the board? We mark it in the middle with an eye line as well. And then question number 2, where should you hold your chin? Should you turn your chin to the side? Or should you hold it down towards the board? That's right. You need to hold your chin down towards the board right before you hit the wave. And then for our bonus question, which is the most important question of them all, is do you look cool? I don't know. Let's see. Let me see you strike your super cool surfing pose. That's right. You do look cool. Now that you know all the safety rules, you're ready to practice surfing. So each time that we get ready to surf, I am going to review these little reminders, which is your body should be in the middle of the board and your chin must be down. And last but not least, strike your cool surfing pose.
So first thing you want to do before anything else when learning how to surf is just look at the ocean. See, is this a good day for me to go surfing? Right here today, the waves are breaking over there and they're breaking over there. The reason for that is because the reef is shallower in those parts. So if you look out there, you can see some guys surfing. You might see a little set coming in. Same with way up the peak up there. Right through the center here is the channel. That's the deep water spot. It's where the water comes in, hits the beach, it refracts, and it goes straight back out there. So most times you're gonna wanna be entering the water where the channel is. And if you don't know where the channel is, ask someone. To start out, follow the arrows so that you're facing me. And let's take a look at the best technique for paddling out into the waves. As you can see, when I paddle, I cup my hands and I pull myself forward. I like to think about paddling not like you're pushing yourself, but like pulling yourself, like you're climbing a rope. It's the same as a freestyle stroke. I cup my hands, push through the water, and gain a nice rhythm. Whew. This is a very good day to learn how to surf. Waves are small, clean. Look over there, you can see someone on a wave. Look, they're going left. We could whip it and try and go on this wave, but we're gonna wait for a bigger one. Now, make sure you're still facing me, because here's the fun part, actually catching a wave. As I'm paddling for this wave, see how I'm constantly looking back? That's because you always want to check where you are in relation to the wave. Now, as I feel the wave start to pick me up, I push up, put my dominant foot back, and stand up.
Hey.
As I pop up, you'll see that I keep a low center of gravity. A big mistake that new surfers make is that they'll pop up, stand straight up, and fall over. Let's go back and look at that wave again. But this time, I want you to follow the arrows around the front of the surfboard, away from me. When the video speeds up, stay facing the front, but try glancing over your shoulder like you saw me do. Okay, let's try it. This is really going to give you a sense of what it's like to line up with a wave. You face forward to paddle, but keep checking behind you so that you know when it's time to pop up. And just like that, we're off. Let's watch a pop-up one last time. And now follow the arrows around to my left. You can see that I actually made a mistake. I did what's called burning someone. I took off on a wave that someone else was already on. The first surfer on a wave always has the right of way. But luckily, this guy was cool about it. Let's catch another wave. On this one, I turn back and forth a bit. You can look down at my feet to see how I'm doing this. It's subtle, but what I'm doing is I'm pivoting my weight off of my back foot and leaning in the direction that I'm turning. Again, your dominant foot should always go in the back, and I shift my weight around that foot to turn. I want to go back to that wave one more time and show you another thing I missed when I was on this wave. If you look behind me right now, you can see another surfer fall and hit a kayaker. This is what I'm talking about when I say constant awareness. You're not going to be the only one out in the water, and you've got to be aware of other surfers and swimmers.
Okay. Great job, guys. Now, are you ready to ride the waves as a pro? I think so. So our reminder number 1, your body should be in the middle of your board. Reminder number 2, your chin must be down. And the bonus, strike your cool surfing pose. Good job. Let's surf as a pro. There's another big wave. Are you ready? How cool is this? I just closing in on it. Whoa. That's a huge wave. And we made it. Lots of waves out here. Good job. That was so much fun. Are you having fun? Awesome. Well then, let's ride the waves again. But first, we have to go over our reminders. Number 1, your body should be in the middle of your board. Number 2, chin down right before we start to go into our riding the waves. And number 3, most importantly, strike your cool surfing pose. All right, good job. Let's go. exhausting. Do you guys have the energy for one more? Just one more. Because it's just so much fun. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did. So let's review our reminders before we jump into this last wave. Reminder number 1, your body should be in the middle of the board. Reminder number 2, chin down. And bonus, strike your cool surfing pose. Good job. Let's go surfing.
Oh, boys. Looks like it's only
Oh, guys, surfing and waves are so cool. But I wonder, how does the waves look under? Like while we're in the water, how does the waves look? Let's check it out. Oh, but before we go in the water again, remember, body should be in the middle of the board, chin down, and strike your cool surfing pose. For this one, we really need to just strike our surfing pose because we'll be under the water looking at the waves. Okay, are you ready? All right, let's check it out. That looks like so much fun. That's really cool. Let's see. Under the waves. Wow. Wow, guys, that was awesome. That was a lot of fun, actually. It was cool to see the waves under the water as well. But hey, did you know that dogs surf too? Yes, they do. So let's check out a dog surfing competition. Okay?
Let's practice the waves, that way they can be more selective out there. You don't have to ask like
Looking down a young man, saying, wanting what's past everything. He takes the need to pray.
That's so cool.
For the trains his king to be, but it's the night that he runs free. He walks along the castle walls. He looks upon and there he give up it all.
Hey guys, it's Michael and Abby, the surfing dog. We're out here at Huntington Beach, California, Surf City, USA, for the 6th annual Unleashed by Petco dog surfing competition. And we just finished our heat in some of the biggest conditions we have ever seen in a dog surfing.
Whoa,
This
that
has got to
was
be
a
the
cool
roughest
one.
conditions we've had in the last 7
Wow.
years. The event works pretty much the same way a human surfing contest works. You get about 10 minutes to catch as many waves as possible, and your top 2 waves are scored. They judge the dogs on the length of the ride, height of the wave, as well as the dog's character on the board.
I check my pulse and I can hear it to the washing machine. 2 beats per second, counting seconds from your digital screen. I bought a dozen roses, strung them from the side of the stream. Labeled it up in my backseat, they were exposed to the heat. I get excited while I try to make it come with my hand. The folks are singing, we start singing like an outro sound. This ballad didn't go the lyrics that get you to your plane. You won't forget my name, my name's all slow to say.
Abby is one of the few dogs that really surf, doesn't just ride the board in. And last night she was the first dog to be inducted into the International Surfing Museum Surfer Walk of Fame alongside all the great legends like Laird Hamilton and Kelly Slater. So it's a huge honor. Abby and I are really grateful. We've had some great sponsors along the way.
Wow, that was fun to watch. I did not realize that there are so many talented surfing dogs. Did you guys remember to practice your cool surfing pose? I bet they look really cool, just like those super cool surfing dogs. What do you think about a quick photo shoot to show off your cool look? Does that sound okay? Okay, so let's have a photo shoot to show off our cool surfing poses that we've been doing this whole time on this trip. Are you ready? Now let me see yours. Good job. That was awesome, guys. You look fabulous. I love it. That was some great and definitely cool surfing poses. I had so much fun surfing with you today. I really enjoyed myself. This is one of the best trips ever. See you next time. But just thought about it. We didn't have a dance party. We got to do our Just Dance party. So are you ready?
Everybody had an ocean across the USA. Then everybody be surfing like California, yeah. You see them wearing their baggies, Urachi sandals too, a bushy blonde hair, surfing USA. You catch them surfing at Delmar, Ventura County line, Santa Cruz and Chesapeake, Australia's Caribbean, all over Manhattan and down the Heatway. Everybody's gone surfing USA. We'll all be planning out a route we're gonna take real soon. We're waxing down our surfboards, we can't wait for June. We'll all be gone for the summer, we're on safari to stay. Tell the teacher we're surfing USA. Agates and Swanseas, Pacific Palisades, sailing up for your sunset. We're down all over La Jolla and Waimea Bay. Everybody's gone surfing USA. Surfing USA. Everybody's gone surfing USA. Everybody's gone surfing USA. Yeah, everybody's gone surfing USA.
Guys, I hope you have fun. I had so much fun. Thank you so much for joining me on this virtual field trip. See you next time. Bye.